Beep, 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 beep.
What's that?
It's my raving.
Are we singing Rave Lydia?
Yeah. Meh, 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 meh.
I'm just gonna leave you with it. Bye bye. I might send one during. So.
That means you'll be last on the list. I'm gonna go from the person that replied the quickest because they also obviously love me the most.
Or really want to expose you.
Yeah, they really hate me.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Hi. Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a video that I'm filming quite spontaneously. I had this idea this morning and I was just kind of like, let's do it. Hopefully people will reply in time and we can really have a laugh at my expense. The idea of this video was basically I sent a text message to my friends and my family this morning and I was just basically like, this is your opportunity to kind of expose me or not. You can just kind of say something that maybe you would like the internet to know about me, or whether there's a story that you have about me that you think that the internet needs to know, or just any of those funny kind of times that maybe the internet has never seen of me. So I sent it to all of my kind of closest family and friends and I have quite a few responses now. It took a while, I'm not gonna lie, seriously, family. My friends were like there representing. My family were like, I'm at work. I was like, I don't care. I am more important. The apple of your eye. Anyway, so I thought I would kick things off with the first person that responded. Now, who was that? I'm thinking that it's my friend Daniela. Daniela is someone I used to work with and I used to work for her mum and I don't know if she's responded anything, so we'll see. Oh no, she hasn't responded anything. Good start. Well done for letting me down, Daniela. Thank you very much, for goodness sake. Okay, so the first person to respond, I believe, is my cousin Emma. She was one of my bridesmaids at my wedding and she's quite the character. So, and I've also kind of like grown up with her, so I'm sure that she'll have something. Oh God. So she put, I have two. Firstly, the mullet. We're all very proud of the life you've made for yourself, but the mullet will forever be my favourite look. I will never forget you coming round to babysit me with a mullet and a lip piercing and then sitting for hours, which you probably should have been watching me and playing The Sims. Chanel and by Terry will never compare. Mullets for Millen, hashtag. I'm literally going hot already. Well, let's go into the mullet. Okay, you've probably seen my 10-year challenge where I had a mullet. Emma is the one person that just doesn't let me live that down. Like, she will bring that up at every opportunity, every family gathering. She's got that picture right there every single time. Obviously, for the purpose of this video, I will ensure that a picture is put on screen, but I went through a bit, well, I've always like had a bit of an alternative side to me, and I've always grown up with quite a broad musical kind of preference, I guess, and it just kind of came from there, really. I was quite into like punk pop. That is my cleaners hoovering upstairs, so I'm just gonna wait this one out, okay? Okay. So yes, basically that's the mullet story, and it's one of those things that I'm not ashamed of it. It's a great point in my style evolution, but I definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot about what suits me and what doesn't, and I also, I feel like it did kind of make me a bit more of an open-minded person in terms of like my musical taste, my style, but also knowing what works for me, because that didn't. But she's also sent through another one, so we'll have a quick look at that as well. She put, second, and take full advantage of this, Lids, because I'm never this nice. I think your audience should know how kind you can be. Not because you're a YouTuber or because we have to say it to fight back against the trolls, but because for 24 years you've essentially been a big sister at times, even when you might have been the one that needed looking after. I dressed like you as a baby, you helped me take some of my first steps, and you used to look after me when our parents were being children. It doesn't take much to pretend to be nice online, but it shows how a person truly is when they've been there for you your whole life. I know that Grandpa would be very proud of you. Excuse me. Thank you, Emma. That completely took me off guard. She's also inserted some pictures which I'll put on screen. First of all, me with my mullet when I was trying to conceal it, but then also some pictures of us growing up as kids where we had amazing like Christmases and stuff in America with our grandparents and our family. So yeah, that was brilliant. Thank you so much, Emma. I wasn't expecting you to be nice at all. Okay, so next up I've got my friend Chantal. Now Chantal I met when I was at college studying beauty therapy, and she's been my friend ever since. She's now a very successful beauty therapist herself, and she's got an amazing beauty salon in Hemel Old Town, and I sent her this message, so she's come back. Oh my god, she sent a video.
Here I am in Bruges exposing Lydia Millen. So Lydia and me met over a cheese baguette and we went over the pub on the lunch break at beauty school with two random boys that we had never met before, and it was love at first sight. She's been in my life ever since, and she is one fantastic girl. She is a girl that people have always been envious over, always jealous over, but she's got such a good heart, and if there's one thing I really admire about Lydia is that she never ever gives up. She may have been a beauty school dropout, and everyone thought, oh my god, Lydia, what are you doing? What are you going to do next? Like, this is your career, you're throwing down the drain. And all I do now is smile and think, damn, that girl did good.
Oh, I promise you, I did not say that. I actually said to them, please don't feel like you have to be nice. Like, this is your opportunity to really like sock it to me. So the fact that they're being so nice, it's lovely. But I promise I didn't tell them to be like that. Chantal and I met her on the first day of college, and it was really funny. I feel like this kind of set the tone for my whole time at college. And we met on the first day, and I literally lived off of cheese baguettes the whole time I was at college. So that became a bit of a running joke. And Chantal and I hit it off straight away. And then on our first day at college, we met two plumbers called Phil and Tom at college, and we ended up going to the pub with them on a lunch break and getting pissed. And that was like my time at college, basically, because I really took the first stages of my education very seriously. Oh, but thank you so much, Chantal, and please, I don't want you to think that I told these people to be nice about me. Okay, next up I've got my old next door neighbour Tash. So she's, oh my god, she sent through so much. I think our first proper chat was one Sunday morning after a Lumi rescue. I was doing some washing up and admiring Lumi out on her lead. She was rolling around and enjoying the sunshine, or so I thought. She was actually planning one of her now numerous escapes, and she broke free from her harness. I dropped what I was doing and ran over to your house and frantically called through the door that your cat had escaped. You ran out, and for the next few minutes we ran around after Lumi, trying to persuade her to come out the bushes. She was under cars, and in the end you grabbed your trusty cat catching broom and used it to shuffle Lumi along to my grasp. Oh god, that's so funny. Tash used to live like a couple of doors down from us and where we used to live. Lumi obviously was a house cat when we had her there, and we used to put her on a lead and she'd play around on the front garden, and the thing is that she would just escape every single time, and all of our neighbours ended up having to be involved in every rescue of Lumi. It was so bad, like really was so bad. Obviously now Lumi has a lot more space to roam and she's much happier, which makes us happy. But it meant that we kind of broke the ice with all of our neighbours, so that was really good. Yeah, such a great like way to break the ice with the neighbours. But I think when we left they were like, yes, see you later, thank God for that. Oh, she's put also that time when you would put out boxes of goodies for the neighbours and had left, oh yeah, and had left your joke hen party pants in the box without realising, and then when you checked it was late. It was empty except for the pants. Yeah, so I think I spoke about this on one of my vlogs, but they weren't actually joke pants, they were my friend's pants that she used to wear on nights out, and we called them her strawberry pants because they had strawberries all over them. She had them framed for my hen do. If you watched my hen party vlog, it was funny, but I accidentally, I think it was Ali, smashed the frame and the pants fell out into my giveaway box. So I just came down one day and I was like, oh, I'd put a load of goodies out from my neighbours to like pick from, and I was horrified. I was literally horrified when I looked in the box because there was just this pair of pants, and I thought, oh my gosh, what? My neighbours are gonna think I'm like some weirdo because I've just put a pair of pants out for them to pick. I bet all of them were like, well, no. Thank you so much, Tash. Okay, next up I have Ali. So Ali was the next person to respond. So he said, once upon a time when Lydia and I first met. By the way, I just want to say I haven't read any of these in advance, so this is the first time I'm reading them on here. Once upon a time, when Lydia and I first met, I asked the question, do you smoke? Of course, to secure the potential relationship and come across as a well-kept, healthy woman, she proceeded to confirm that she indeed did not. I took her at face value. Little did I know that in the next coming months, I would stumble across an e-cigarette at my dad's house where we were staying. At this moment, shame and embarrassment confirmed that she had indeed been telling a porcupine, which led to a confession where Lydia told me about her weekly antics and the extreme efforts she went to disguise her habits. Oh my god. It was a Friday ritual for Lydia to strap up with a marigold glove, fully concealed hair and potentially a bin liner to remove all chances of smoke remains ahead of seeing me each weekend. It was the peak moment of Lydia's downfall as she came to realise her actions had caught up with her and ultimately a life lesson she'll never forget. Needless to say, I'm proud that she now hasn't smoked for all these years since that very moment. So yeah, basically when I met Ali, when I first started speaking to Ali, I wasn't actually a smoker, but it was because I'd actually been forced to stop smoking by an ex. And as soon as we broke up, I just kind of was like, no, I'm not going to smoke again. But then I did start smoking and I thought I had it all under control. And then before I knew it, I was actually properly smoking, and then I couldn't tell him that I was smoking again. So I was like hiding it, and we were in a long distance relationship. So in the week I could like smoke as much as I wanted, and then I obviously couldn't. But yeah, then obviously it started getting more serious, and then I did actually quit. And so I wasn't still smoking when he found the e-cigarette. That was like I was actually like trying to stop. So I had to tell him that obviously it was really embarrassing for me because I didn't smoke anymore, but I was quitting, and this was like the one thing that was helping me. And I obviously stand by e-cigarettes because I'm now smoke free for like 7 years. So it's the only reason I quit, and I'm just over the moon that I now no longer smoke because I was like a die-hard smoker. So yeah, but so he's really put me out there in that one. Thanks, babe. Oh god. Okay, next up we have my stepmom. She's just being nice. She's not exposing me at all. So I feel like I'm just going to read it out because I obviously love it and Lumi's in here. But she said, things I love about Lydia, she comes across all strong and tough, but she is a softie. She genuinely is considerate of everybody. She loves her family. She doesn't settle for second best. She's a beautiful person inside and out. And I love that she has eaten in the best places and she still misses my cooking. I love her to the moon and back. So anyway, that's obviously, she's not exposing me there, but I just thought I'd read that out anyway because I'm getting quite used to this. Oh god, I did say to them, you don't have to be nice, okay? So next up, we'll go to the sandwich. So if you don't know, my sandwich is both of my friends Alex and Alex. So I've got Alex Levy and Alex Power. So first of all, Alex Power has responded and she put, you used to wear Bridget Jones pants over your Bridget Jones pants. Bearing in mind you looked about 16 when you were actually 22, so you didn't need to wear them. You were a really bad slow driver, and I believe I never actually got in your car, and now you own some very expensive nice ones, so I'm glad your driving has improved. And thinking about it, I've never been in a car with you, Lydia, where you're driving. Yeah, so basically I think every girl kind of goes through that phase where you think that you're like bigger than you are, and I was just a little bit conscious of my weight growing up, and I think hopefully that's a thing that's like in the past, and that was just generational thing because I grew up in the era of the supermodel and everyone wanted to be like, ugh, and now hopefully that's not the way that it was. But I used to wear these huge pants like that were like up here to like hold me in so that there wasn't like a ripple of anything, and I used to wear like 2 pairs sometimes, which probably was totally counterproductive, but it was just one of my weird habits. And I think towards the beginning of my blog, that was sort of where you might have seen that era where I would wear like skin tight disco pants, and I literally didn't feel right unless I was like skin tight. Luckily I'm out of that phase now with my big flowy outfits. Oh god. So next up we have Kerri. So this is my best friend, okay, so she's not supposed to be nice, but I have a feeling that she's gonna be nice. Okay. This is gonna be a long one. Yeah. This Kerri Grayson's going to be a long one. Okay. There are so many things I want to say here. Summing up into a short statement just isn't enough. Lids is one of those people that is so incredibly kind and generous, selflessly and quietly. She can't go past a fundraising page without it touching her heart, without supporting it. But you'll never ever hear her publicise her generosity and kindness. I've seen her fully fund surgery for strangers with a broken leg because she couldn't bear the thought of someone else losing their fur baby. She and Ali opened their home to me at a time in my life when I was in a bit of a pickle and never asked for anything in return. Lids understands the value of having good people around her and looks after those people with everything that she has. She pours her heart and soul into those she loves and often shows her love for her friends and family in sentimental ways. A year of clear scans and she brought us both boob-related uniforms raising money for Girl vs Cancer, and I cried. For Lids, this is the equivalent of a great big hug. She's not really a hugger. That's so true. When Kerri cries, I'm like... Oh, there's more. I think we both learnt a lot about real friendship when we met. It's always easy and it's never a question of having had too much of each other. We have each other's backs and put each other in our place and lift each other up when needed. She's infectious with fun. We laugh literally until we cry almost every day, and I'm in awe of the journey she's taken and her dedication to be the person, friend, wife, businesswoman she can be. She educates herself on matters she doesn't understand, and she's never afraid to ask questions and challenge opinions to get better and more varied understanding of something. I am so bloody proud of both working alongside her, but more importantly to call her my best friend. She's one in a zillion. She's a phenomenal human being. She is the best friend I could ever possibly wish for. Love you, chicken. Literally, I have a feeling that I did pay her to say that. I'm joking. But that's obviously... I feel like I need to change the title of this video to An Ode to Me. This is too funny. Oh, but yeah, so Kerri came and lived with us when we first moved in here. And I actually really enjoyed it. It was great having your best friend and your husband living together, but I think that maybe Ali was a bit like, hold on a minute, this is not why we got this house. Okay, next up I have my mum. So my mum sent a text message and it says, how about the 3 AM texts whilst you were nightclubbing in Watford saying, Mum, can you come and pick me up please? And I would have to get out of bed and come and collect you. Those were the days. Yeah, so basically I started clubbing at like 16 years old, and some of my friends' mums would happily go and pick up their daughters from the top of town in Watford. I feel like Watford is probably a very different place now to when I was clubbing there, but yeah, my friends' mums would be like up there picking their kids up at like 3 in the morning, didn't care. My mum would be livid. I'd phone her up and go, Mum, can you come and pick me up? Or I'd forget my house key, so I'd get a taxi home, and then I'd get to the door and I'd be like, shit, I forgot my house key. I'm gonna have to wake her up. And my mum is one of those people that you do not want to wake up. Like, she's kind of like me, to be fair. Don't wake me up because I'll be livid. Yeah, so sometimes she would come and like pick me up, but other times she wouldn't. But God, I miss those days. We were talking about this the other day, like the clubbing era. It's not really the same anymore. Like, people don't really go to like nightclubs anymore. It's such a strange thing. Like, I never hear of anyone going to like Lava and Ignite on a Friday anymore. It might be more of a student thing, I don't know. Let me know if you're a student or just if you love a good club night out. Let me know in the comments, because I feel like that era isn't really a thing anymore, or maybe I'm just old and that's why I think like that. And then we have... This is from my grandma. So this is, I felt like when I sent my grandma the text message, she was expecting me to get her to film a YouTube video all about me, and I had to set that record straight. But she's put, my memories of you and Vince, who's my brother, when you were young are a touch sentimental, As soon as Grandpa and I arrived in Florida, all the kids in the neighbourhood would pitch up asking where you two and Emma were going to arrive. The mass of skateboards and bikes in the front garden as soon as you arrived, the buckets of seashells in the garden that John and I took back to the beach after you went home. Traitors! Cooking masses of brownies for you. Somehow you stayed so slim. How pretty you looked on the rare occasion when you wore a dress, because I was such a little like goth child that I would always be in like not dresses, but my grandma would like buy me the nicest dresses. And mostly it was hard to tell you apart from the boys. This is so true. I was literally such a little tomboy. Does this all sound very sentimental? Put it down to old age. Yeah, it's so weird because I think that if you were to look at me, and I feel like this is more like my early years, like I just wanted to hang out with my brother, I just wanted to like just run around with the boys, but my brother was not interested in having me around. Like I was a pain in the arse for him, but I really was. Like I'll see if I can find some pictures of me in like my Kappa trousers and like my baseball caps. I'd get like the Chicago Bulls vests and stuff like that when we were like in America and stuff like that. I was such a little tomboy, it was ridiculous. But some of the best childhood memories that I have are in Florida with my family, because my family used to have a house there and we would spend our Christmases in Florida. So it would be me, my brother, my sister wasn't born then unfortunately, my cousin, my stepmom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, and usually one of my cousin's parents would be there as well. But we'd just all be in our house in America. There'd be huge trees. My grandma would put candy canes on the trees. I would have Lucky Charms for breakfast every single morning, because where else can you eat sugar for breakfast like that? It's just America. But yeah, so that was some of the funniest kind of times, and my grandma and grandpa were like such a huge part of my childhood. So yeah, but I was a tomboy. I forget about that. I literally forget about that. And finally, I believe the last person to send theirs through was Mr. Cal Macbeth, who, if you don't know, he's the newest member to the team. It's literally, what? Okay, he said, "Dear Lydia, here are some fillers so that you don't get any spoilers in your notifications before you actually get to read the message. Blah 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 blah." Obviously you don't need to read this bit out. Oh. Oh god. He put, "Here goes. First of all, you're a fart. Secondly, I'm honoured to be considered as part of your family and friends, because frankly the way you treat me gives a very different impression. If you could please read this out in a Scottish accent. As a half Scot, I gave you my permission." Oh my god, I feel like you know when someone says you have to do an accent and you have to do it on cue? I literally can't do it. All I can say at the moment, in Scottish is like something that I can't say on my channel. I don't know if the internet knows this already, because I really haven't known you for that long, but I bloody love your accents because you're actually brilliant at them. Freestyle something in Scottish now, the angrier and louder the better. Okay, bollocks, it's so hard to do an accent on cue. Okay. So, I wouldn't normally say anything like this on my channel, okay? But when we were in Scotland a few weekends ago, there was a drunk man on the street and he had his dog's poo in a bag. I said that there was going to be no toilet humour in this, but he had his dog's poo in a bag and he was obviously trying to sell drugs to people as they walked past. And what he said was, it was obviously quite a funny thing, because as someone walked past, he said to them, "I'll give you a gram of cat and a bag of poo." Oh my god, if anything, this video is just going to be funny for me, because I don't think I've ever laughed this much in all my life. This is good. I'm glad I did this video. I might just keep this for me and watch it when I'm feeling sad. But yeah, I can do like accents. Usually I can do them when I hear them, but sometimes they just come naturally. Like, oh god, what other ones can I do? So hard when I don't want to get it wrong. So on the train the other day there was a northern guy and they had no still water, and he was like, he offered to get me, well basically what he said to me was, "I'll get you a glass of water from the kettle and if you pop it there, you can just let it cool down, and then you can just drink it like that. And I was like, okay, so you just want me to let hot water cool down and drink it. 2 hours later, that cup was still sat there boiling hot. I was like, I'm dying of thirst. But yeah, so when I was telling people that story, I was, you got to let it cool down. You just let it cool. Just let it cool down. Anyway, no more accents. Yeah, so it's much better when there's people around with the accent because I can mimic it better, but yeah. Anyway, I saw a story that Ruth Crilly was doing the other day, that how it makes her cringe when people are trying to do accents and you're just waiting for them to slip up. So I hope that she doesn't watch this video, if she ever watches my videos, and she's like, oh my god. But anyway, I feel like this video might be quite long, and I apologise, but I have had a ball filming this, and this is actually so much fun. I did not tell anyone to be as nice as they were, but this has ended up being an ode to me. This will be my greatest achievement on YouTube. Oh. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do let me know in the comments below, because perhaps I can try and do this another day as well. Hopefully I don't have to split this into 2 videos, but I think I'll probably just keep it as one. If you aren't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button down below. I would love it if you would join me back for more. I would love it if you joined me back for more videos, because I feel like I've got my mojo back with videos and I'm really enjoying it. So thanks very much. Bye.